All right, everybody, welcome to the session today. And we are looking at Joshua's spirit of leadership for career and business success, producing results and earning rewards. So I'm talking about Joshua's spirit of leadership. This is beyond the Bible, of course. So if you are not a Christian and you don't study the Bible, look beyond that. We are trying to break down some leadership concepts from a leadership book. Of course, personally, knowledge is everywhere, wisdom is everywhere. Me, sometimes I take time and I study what the Buddhists believe, what Muslims believe, and how they think, their thinking patterns. You can get to pick a lot of things from there that you can apply in what you do and produce results. Everything was created by God and for God. That's what I believe. So um, I don't get to unnecessarily that religiosity. There's a difference between religiosity and spirituality. Mature people deal with spirituality, not religiosity. All right, so pick out what you can pick, but I believe this is going to be a transformation for anybody. Like this changed me a lot when I discovered some of these secrets that manifested in Joshua's life that made him to produce exceptional results in his leadership and being able to enter the books of greatness, uh, producing good result, and of course earning rewards in his journey as far as leadership is concerned. So for those who read, you will understand that Joshua was uh, working closely with Moses when they were leading the Israelites uh, to their promised land. And the promised land here could be that your dream career for you. The promised land here could be like for an entrepreneur, you are dreaming of the day your business will be so sustainable and so profitable that it can operate on its own and it can help you make the millions you're looking for. And the business can be able to recruit 1,000 people and above. That could be your promised land. The promised land could be you're a worker. Not everybody is called to be an entrepreneur. Of course, just a few percent of the whole population, not up to 10% of the global population can become entrepreneurs. It's not in everybody. That's a fact. Some people are trying to be entrepreneurs now, meanwhile you're recalling. It's not to be an entrepreneur. You're just wasting your time. That many people don't even know that. But that's a fact about life. For those of you who are workers, there are some of you, you have picked where you work and you're making it your life mission. You're dedicated to that place to make it work. And your desire is that someday you should be able to take that place to another level. Someday you should be able to take that office to another level and make a name for yourself as an exceptional professional. That could be your promised land. That someday in the history of that company, the history of the industry as a whole, your name will be mentioned as an exceptional professional who produced results. And of course, you were celebrated and you had rewards for yourself. That could be your promised land. And I believe that for anybody to enter the promised land, there are certain skills, there are certain practices, there are certain uh, 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 leadership traits that you must embody before you can be able to enter your promised land, produce good results, and of course, earn the rewards that you deserve as a professional. So we're going to go straight to start digging deep based on my personal studies and reviews and all of that. There are some critical 15 elements that we can pick out from Joshua's spirit of leadership that we can practice in our careers and businesses and tremendously advance our lives forward, advance our careers forward, advance that institution forward. And all of these are very critical in your rising. They are very critical in your success. And as I break them down, and as we talk about them, please begin to do a self-analysis. A good leader is self-aware. You know where you need to improve. You know where you need to maintain momentum. You know what you need to drop. You know what you need to pick up. This is what good leaders do when they have practiced self-awareness. So out of these 15, for some of you, you will need to pick up all the 15 and begin to work on so you can practice all the 15 so you can succeed. For some of you, you're already doing like 5 or 4. You need to improve on the rest. You just need to know, make sure that you take action after this. You take action after this. Because I have seen how these elements, for people I've worked with, it has been able to change their lives and their businesses and take them a step forward. Therefore, let us look at the elements that we can pick out from Joshua's spirit of leadership that can lead to career success and business success. Number one element that we are looking at is due diligence. One of the qualities in Joshua's leadership was what we call due diligence. Due diligence. Now, investors always like to do due diligence before they invest in somebody. There are some companies that before they give you a contract, an employment contract, they send a private investigator to privately investigate you. That's due diligence, investigate your previous lifestyle. Now, many embassies, before they give you a visa, they go on social media, they go on the internet, and they do online due diligence about you before they give you a visa. What do you talk about? What do you post and all of that? So due diligence is making sure you go for further information. You go for further information. You don't just make a decision based on what you know. That is not due diligence and is not good in leadership. It's not good in leadership. Even lawyers get to do due diligence when they collect information, they collect legal information, legal document, and assess to see the quality, to understand the situation relating to the case, the client, or the company. That is due diligence. So when you look at what Joshua did by sending in 2 spies, that is due diligence. Before they were to venture into Jericho, before they were to enter and start conquering the promised land. Remember that if you read, the promised land was being inhabited by people who did not belong there. So if they had to ascertain, Joshua had to ascertain to understand the strength and the weaknesses of the people in the land that they were thinking of conquering. So there are very important steps in your life that you need to make. And before you make that step as a career person, as a business person, you need to gather information. You need to carry out due diligence. Some of you, you have made some terrible mistakes in your life. You have made certain career mistakes, certain business mistakes because you were in a hurry. You hurriedly made decisions without due diligence. You hurriedly made decisions without collecting enough data. You hurriedly trusted somebody without carrying out due diligence, and you later realized that the person was not worthy of your trust. So that is the first element that we need to pick out from Joshua's spirit of leadership. The Bible says he sent 2 spies across the river to investigate the territory. That is what the Bible says. Sent 2 spies across the river. You don't do due diligence only in your vicinity. No, you go beyond. You go the extra mile to understand whatever is going on. It's not every decision that you must make today. It's not every decision that you must make this week. It's okay for some to take time so that you get some information right. He sent 2 spies across the river to investigate the territory. Some of your biggest life decisions don't just wake up and you make them. That's why some people talk to mentors, they talk to coaches, they talk to experts. That is part of due diligence. So I want to challenge you. As a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a business executive, as a corporate professional, you need to master the importance of due diligence. I am sure if I start asking what many of you here, your experiences of some problems you have discovered yourself in, you point some of the issues to bad due diligence. You hurriedly went into action. And then you messed up. And you realize that the messed up should have been avoided if you had taken time to carry out proper investigation. Some of you have launched the wrong product, or you have launched the right product into a wrong market at the wrong time because of bad due diligence. You did not carry out proper product validation or market analysis before launching. That is poor due diligence. You guys need to pick up due diligence from this. If you have picked up due diligence, write due diligence in the chat box. Number 2, the second important element that you need to pick out from Joshua's spirit of leadership that will enable you to thrive in your career and business, and of course, produce exceptional results and earn rewards is effective delegation. Effective delegation. Yes, we're still on that point of sending 2 spies. Now, there's a level you reach in your journey that you must delegate. There are some things you need to outgrow and stop doing and start delegating to others. Oh, Joshua was also a soldier. Joshua was also a good spy. He had served, or he had been serving under Moses. So he could also go and spy, but he sat behind and sent 2 spies to go. He sent 2 spies to go and spy the land. He delegated authority. He delegated authority. He did not just, he was not that kind of leader who is doing everything. He was not doing everything. No, he delegated authority to the 2 guys to go and investigate the land. Like I always say in business, there are some results that you can achieve when you start alone, but there are some results you can never achieve if you manage or run your business alone. You can start a business alone, but you cannot build a sustainable business alone. You will need a team. And not just a team, you will need a team that you can trust in delegating tasks for them to do. And one of the most important things in leadership is to understand when to outgrow certain things. I remember one time I was having a session with one of my managers, and I was telling her she needs to outgrow certain things and be good at delegating certain things to the team so she can focus on things that only her can do in the business at the moment. And a good leader is very good at transitioning some stuff to the team members and focus just on some core things. There's a moment where sometimes you focus just on negotiation, leadership, opening more bigger doors for the company, but operations are in the hands of the other team members. And you don't only delegate, you delegate and trust them to do it well. When Joshua, the Bible says Joshua sent the spies, he did not go after to start looking. Did they do it very well? So you also need to make sure that you're agreeing your team in a way that when you delegate tasks, you are not micromanaging it. You trust them to do the task and you wait only for results. You wait only for results. Delegation is critical, especially for people who are in leadership positions. Effective delegation, delegating the right task to the right employee or to the right team member who can get it done on time without excuses. There is no way you can produce double results or exceptional results if you are not good at delegating tasks, or if you do not even have people that you can delegate tasks to and trust them to get it done. So leaders and entrepreneurs, how good are you delegating tasks? Some of you are still struggling to produce exceptional results because you are still trying to do everything, even when you have team members. If you have team members you cannot trust and delegate tasks, that's also a problem in your leadership, because a good leader should be coaching and training people to grow. I know some people can be so stubborn and lazy to grow. That is still your job. To the extent that if they are not growing at the speed of, they are not committed to grow, it's okay to terminate them and recruit somebody who is willing to buy the vision and grow, and you can train them to become better or to grow in the way that you desire. But in all of that, that is still a leadership problem. If they are not growing to the level where you can confidently delegate tasks and believe that they will get it done and they'll do it well and on time and bring the feedback that you desire. Many of you need to grow in the place of delegation. Many of you need to go and recruit more people so you can be able to produce better results. So Joshua delegated the spying job to two spies, to two people. You cannot be a leader and you want to be everywhere. You will not be effective. You cannot lead effectively by being everywhere and doing everything. Sometimes you have to step aside and look at things from the outside, look at how everybody is operating, doing a supervisory job, making sure that everything is operating on time and well. So many of you need to improve on your effective delegation. The third thing about Joshua's leadership that we can pick out, which is very critical for anybody who is in the leadership position or entrepreneur: secrecy. Secrecy. Secrecy is very important in leadership. Secrecy is very important in business. The Bible says Joshua, the son of Nun, sent out two men from Acacia Grove to spy secretly. If you look at many the Bible, they say what? Secretly. There are some of you that your mouth passes anyhow. You don't even qualify to be a leader. You talk anyhow. You go and discuss something in the office with your boss, you come and you talk it anyway. You just spread it anyhow with your colleagues with no wisdom of communication. Some of you, every little thing in your life is on your status. Everybody knows when you are eating, when you sleep in the hotel. Everybody knows when you are. Everybody knows what you are drinking. Like Everybody, no secrecy in your life. As I always like to say something, for the devil cannot destroy what he doesn't know. So he'll claim, oh, my friend backstabbed me. Oh, my friend set me up. Oh, you hear friends poisoning friends, this and all of that. Because they're not, every information about you, they have it. They can predict you. Secrecy is a core element in leadership. If you cannot keep your mouth shut about certain things, you don't deserve to be a leader. You don't deserve to run a business. Some of you need to learn how to reduce how you talk. You talk anyhow in front of your team members. You talk anyhow in front of people. You post everything on Facebook, everything on your status. No secrecy. The Bible says Joshua sent out 2 men to spy secretly. Your next move must be secret. Some important information in your life needs to stay secret. One of the best ways to remain invincible in the work that you do is to keep certain things secret. You only release it when it's important. Nobody ever sees that part of you coming. They think they have caught you here. They have no idea you're going to come out from the other side. The world is wicked. Practicing secrecy is not fear, it's wisdom. Of course, talk about certain things in your life, but you need to understand certain things. You need to understand how to be secret about certain things, especially in business and in the workplace. Some of you will claim that, your colleagues or your friends took your information and they were gossiping about you. How did they even know? It's because you talk too much. You talk anyhow. You sit anywhere and you're just talking. So how would they not go and gossip? So you think everybody keeps their mouth shut? If they're also talking like the way you are talking, and you also when you are gossiping yourself to them. So they took it and when they gossip to their other friends. Since all of you are yeye shows, you're practicing gossiping association ministry, and you are just doing things up and down. From today, learn secrecy. There are some of your business secrets that stay with you. In your leadership position, there are some things that they stay with you. Some of you, some things your boss discussed to you, it need to stay with you. It should never leave you. You betray trust. If your boss tells you something and the next minute or the next day, few months later, they hear another person in the office or outside or in the public talking about it. Secrecy is a code in leadership. You need to understand how to do it, how to manage it. Some of you, the first time you sleep in a hotel, everybody knows the name of the hotel where you slept. Every small thing you did is on your status. Everybody knows your moves that you did before you had the result or the rewards you're going through. Somebody like me, I'm very good at sharing just the result. You will never know when it happened exactly in the moment. One thing I'm good at, if I share something, know that it has happened already. If I post on my status that I'm in a plane, I traveled like 2 days ago, or in short, days before. You will never know the exact time and the moment of flight, never. Except you're at the airport, of course, or you're where you can see me. So those are just the basics. Those are just the basics. There are some things you need to maintain secrecy in. Another basic that I have, like many people, like for example, my company, I have 2 company lawyers, and the 2 lawyers don't know themselves. It's intentional. None of the staff knows the 2 company lawyer. It's intentional. That's a secret. You never know what is coming from where and what. And Joshua taught me this. Some of you, I'm sure some of you can testify that some of the things, some of the biggest betrayals you have gone through, some of the biggest stuff you have gone through is because you talk too much. Everybody have a lot of good information about you and your next moves or what is currently happening in your life. Who is learning from secrecy today and who is going to repent? If you have picked up something from secrecy, indicates that you're learning something from secrecy. All right. All right, let's look at the fourth point, the fourth element when it comes to the spirit of leadership for career and business success. Be present on ground. Be present on ground. Joshua was very good at being present on ground, actively present on ground. If you look at the Bible says that Joshua leads the Israelites in carrying the ark around Jericho for 6 days. He was involved in carrying the ark. The other day we're talking about empathy as a leadership tool. There's no way you can empathize with your employees, with your team members, if you have not gone through what they are going through, or if you have never gone through what they are going through. You see, be present on ground, understand certain things. Be active, don't be a boss. Don't sit and say, go and do this. Let them see that you are involved in it. Be present on ground. Lead them by being present. Some of you, because you have a business, you don't show up in the office for 1 week. Or in the office, in 1 week, you go to the office only 2 days a week. You sit in your house and you cross your leg and you claim you're a business person. You are not, you're a very bad business leader. You tell staff should come early. You're angry, oh, they don't come early on time. By 7 o'clock, are you always in the office? Before 8, are you always in the office? You are not present on ground. Be involved in what you say and the instructions you give. Don't do what I say and don't do what I do. And even if you are not going to do what you say, they understand that, no, you see, if the boss is not present now, if the leader is not in the office now on time, then there's something important he's doing. He's either working somewhere or something important. Don't just be, and everybody knows around you that you're a laissez-faire, lazy, never showing up leader. That's different. You cannot produce results when you are not on ground. You are not involved in core activities that will lead to business success. Be on ground. Be present. Lead in the moment. Be involved in the actions. The Bible says he led the Israelites in carrying the act. The action of carrying was there. Walking with them 7 days around Jericho as the Lord instructed. He was there. He did not go and sit somewhere and say, okay, guys, let's walk around Jericho as the Lord has said. After 7 days, come and tell me what happened. When you are doing nothing. It's different if they are hustling here for the company and they're hustling there. There are some of you, if care is not taken, some of your employees are working harder than you in your own vision. And you want it to succeed. Some of you need to go and repent from your laziness and increase your availability on ground, increase your level of hard work on ground, increase your level of commitment on ground, increase your contribution to the achievement of relevant goals for the company, Increase your contribution and your energy towards core activities in the business. Leadership means being available and showing up to lead in the moment. That is what we can learn from Joshua. Me, till Jesus will come, until whatever I will retire from activities, I will always show up in the office. I don't care how big you're going to become. I don't care how influential I will be. I will be in the office and on time. Because I need the leaders after me. The present guys who are in Conserve group now, who are leaders, they need to pick that culture from me. It will not fall from heaven. Some of you are expecting certain things to fall from heaven on your employees. Meanwhile, they're picking up the laziness, the self-care attitude, the yeyishness, and every other negativity from you. You can only transfer what you have done or what you can do or what you have experienced. Some of you need to go and upgrade your level of commitment in certain things, in your office, in your business, and in all that you do. Same thing if you're a parent here. You cannot be pushing your child, study. Your daughter have never seen you pick a book to read in the evening. Your daughter has never woken up from bed and saw you reading, but you want your daughter to be reading and passing exam. Who do they want to copy it from? You know, something happened. My daughter knows that I read, that he's always studying. So for the first time ever, my daughter took number 7, and she was not happy about it. And of course, she also knows that it doesn't like failure or necessary failure. So since she started schooling, she has been number 1, number 2, number 1, number 2. So this term, this Easter holiday, just a few days ago that they gave her, she took number 7. And when the first thing that we started talking about when we were going out last Sunday was, she started mentioning, she said, "Daddy, I need an extra teacher." I didn't even ask her. When they informed me that she passed number 7, we just spoke behind the scenes. I didn't talk to her one-on-one about her taking number 7. So when we met one-on-one, and I raised the issue of how was school, you guys, schools, and all of that, she just started, "I need an extra teacher. I need to study harder." That was what she said. Right? It is the culture that she has observed. Because she used to come over weekend. So she used to see that. So before she's going to bed, I'm studying, or I noticed something, even when I talk to her on phone in the evening, or we're talking in the evening, for example, there are some things I intentionally tell her so that she should keep knowing those things. So I tell, okay, the day has to go now, and I want to study before I go to bed. I'll always like to tell her that. So she knows that that is the spirit. So some of you keep forcing, "Oh, go and study, read till you pass book." But you read till you can be successful. And if your child turns and looks at you, look at how the success you can manifest. Say, maybe mom is not succeeding or daddy is not succeeding well because that is not reading every day, but it's forcing me to be reading. How do you want your daughter, your son, your children to trust that reading can change lives when they have never seen you reading? You are not present on ground at all. Like our parents used to do. I'm sure many of us are doing now. They'll bat us, wear our dresses, and tell us to go to church early, and then they'll come late when service has started. That is not being present on ground at all. Some of you, if you need to go and repent on being present on ground, write in the chat box that I'm repenting, and I'll increase my presence on ground. Who needs to repent? Who needs to increase presence on ground? Number 5, following instructions. Following instructions. Following instructions. There is no way that you can succeed in leadership without following instructions. Let's go to business people and entrepreneurs. There are instructions you have to follow. From following the instructions that some of you have registered companies, you don't even know the company laws governing in Cameroon. You need to follow the instructions of the company laws in Cameroon. You need to follow instructions of the tax and the finance law in Cameroon. You need to follow the instructions of the ministry regulating the work you do. If you're in healthcare, follow the instructions of the Ministry of Health. If you're in agriculture, there are instructions. If you're in education, there are instructions. Joshua was very good at following instructions. God instructed that you need to walk, you need to march around the city for 7 days. He did not march for 4 days and say, Lord, I'm tired. He did not march for 5 days and say, no, I know we'll do it again. We manage now and just rest and just go do something else? No. He followed the instructions and marched for 7 days before he saw results as the Lord stipulated. There are many of you, your career is not steady. You don't even follow instructions in the office that your boss gives you. Well, your boss is even thinking what they can do with you. Should this one be sacked? Should we keep managing? Will they change? You are confusing the whole organization. Simple instructions you cannot follow. You are a leader, you are not following the instructions that govern your industry and your sector. Something is wrong with you. You will not rise if you don't follow instructions. That was I mentioning from governance instructions. We all operate under a bigger system, whether you like it or not. You don't follow instructions in the instructions of your HR officer. You don't follow the instructions of your chief executive officer. You can be terminated. You can be sacked for insubordination. As an entrepreneur, don't follow instructions that govern your sector. Your business can be shut down. It is your responsibility to be proactive and follow instructions. You don't follow instructions of the board of directors, the board can sack you. There's that possibility. If it's a board that has power and owns some shares in the company, they can terminate you. Joshua followed the instructions, carried the ark, and marched round the city of Jericho for 7 days as the instructions stipulated. And if you read Joshua's story, you'll see many other instructions that he carefully carried out in his tenure as a leader, leading the Israelites. You will not rise if you don't follow instructions. Some of you have been struggling because there are some instructions from your parents you did not follow. And you went and you hit rock bottom. You went through challenges. Some of you have not followed instructions from your mentor. You went and you hit rock bottom. You're facing challenges. Like some mentees, I'm palming them when they will come for recommendation and endorsement. Weekly activities you don't do. The books I say you should read, you have not read them. You come for me to endorse you. Why have you done that I should endorse you? I will say, you, I don't know. Paul, I know. Peter, I know. But you, I don't know you. You will now say that mentor is wicked. No, I'm just following instructions too, like you. You refuse to follow instructions, then me, I'll follow my own instructions. I'll respect my own policies. You want me to endorse you to one of my influential friends when I cannot trust you? How far? You cannot go now. My instructions you have not followed. So how do you expect me to trust you? You want me to write a recommendation letter that can help you open a door to go and take more responsibility? The simple instructions I gave you, you cannot do it. Simple morning school, you cannot show up. Some of us need to wake up in the place of following instructions. No human being will rise without instructions. And all human beings have, any human being that will go places has systems institutions and individuals that you must follow their instructions. As I said, we all operate under a bigger system, from divine instructions to legal instructions, to governance instructions, to corporate instructions, to individual instructions from people who are higher than us. We need to respect all of these if we must rise. Some of you, you have disobeyed things that you have disobeyed to leave instructions that would have changed your life. You can even realize, maybe it will hurt you, but tomorrow, there's always a consequence for every disobedience, whether you don't know. Not everybody you can disobey. Not every institution you can ignore and disobey. It will haunt you tomorrow. For example, like in business, you can disobey and not pay taxes. Oh, it's good. Nobody may come after you immediately. Wait till you're trying to bid for a contract, you're trying to knock an open door somewhere, and they ask you for the certificate of non-indebtedness. That's when you will know that there's always a consequence for refusing to follow certain instructions. You'll be forced to follow back the instructions all on the difficult circumstances and even pay fines and penalties before you get the non-indebtedness. You will now realize what it means to follow instructions on time. Some of you are working somewhere, you have never been promoted because you don't follow instructions of your supervisor or your boss and deliver tasks on time. As I always advise, if you have a bad boss, you have a bad supervisor, do your part to do your best at all times. You never know. There's always something I call the day of the Lord. In whatever you do, no matter how bad that situation is, there is the day of the Lord that will come and shine upon you. And I always advise, make sure when that day is coming, you are ready. That day should not come and you have incomplete things in your life. You are not living life right. You have bad habits, bad attitude. You don't follow instructions. You don't do many things on time. You are just there. Your day has come. You cannot be blessed because you don't deserve it. Follow instructions, people. It will change your life. Today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, you will see the blessings of following instructions. Number six. Strategic planning. Oh yes, Joshua was very good at strategic planning. In Joshua's spirit of leadership, you need to be good at strategic planning. Strategically plan for your career. Strategically plan for the institution that you lead. Strategically plan for the business that you lead. Strategically plan. You will go places when you strategically plan. You will take that institution places when you strategically plan. You know, if you read the Bible very well, there's a territory that Joshua and the Israelites, they tried to conquer that territory the first time and they messed up. I think the territory of Ai, that's the name. And in their renewed attempt to conquer that territory, the Bible says that Joshua masterminded an elaborate ambush against the city's forces. I love the way it is put. Joshua masterminded an elaborate ambush against the forces of that city. Let me tell you something, people. We are always battling against forces. In this life, we are battling against forces. The forces of laziness, the forces of bad results, the forces of bad habits, the forces of negativity, the forces of poverty, the forces of bad friends, the forces of a funny environment. This life, you are always battling against forces. forces of witches and wizards, you want to go to that dimension, forces of bad governance, forces of, you're always battling against forces. So you will not survive. You will not win in your career, in your business, if you don't always have a strategic mastermind plan on how you will ambush these forces. Too much sleep is a force. What is your plan to ambush that force? Too much social media aimlessly is a force. You need to have a mastermind plan to ambush that particular negative force. Having negative friends and friends that don't motivate you around you, that is a force. You need to have a plan against that particular force. Don't just live life aimlessly. Competition in business is a force. You need to have a strategic plan, a mastermind strategic plan on how to conquer that particular force. Sit down, bring out an elaborate plan. It starts by you having daily goals. That's part of strategic planning. Some of you, it's already Monday. Some of you here, no, you never have goals. You don't have a priority list for Monday. You have no priority list for this week. Let's start from there. That's the basic of strategic planning. Talk your truth. If you don't have your priority list for Monday, the list of things you want to focus on this day, you have not written it down. Carefully written it down somewhere. Tell me, let me know. Confess, talk your truth in the chat box. So you will not talk, but there's a high probability that more than 50% of this class, you woke up like that. You went to bed yesterday without thinking about your Monday. You spent the whole Sunday without thinking about the core things you're going to focus on for the week. You are not a mastermind. You did not mastermind your week. You did not mastermind your Monday, but you want to rise. How is that possible? How is that possible? You need to always sit down, have an elaborate ambush plans against the laziness, against certain things, against certain forces. Every day you wake up, there are certain forces that wake up with you to fight you. Distractions wake up with you. Laziness wake up with you. The whole community full of negative people wake up with you. Now you are facing Monday with no elaborate plan, with no deadlines, with no action plans. How are you going to face? How are you going to face Monday when forces are coming against you? How are you going to face this week when forces are coming against you? You don't achieve. The first attempt, they did not conquer that territory because there was no elaborate plan. But when Joshua sat down and masterminded an elaborate ambush plan against the forces, they won. Go and talk to mentees. Go and talk to people that have started having weekly plans that they write down and submit. They will tell you. They will tell you how their lives have increased from how they used to just face the week aimlessly and the day aimlessly to how they now face it intentionally and with a structured plan. They will tell you that there's progress, there's a change. For 10 years, 11 years today, there is no day I have faced without a priority list, without an action plan. If I open my Google Calendar, you're going to see the things I'm focusing on this week and today. Well structured, with time is there, when it will be done and the results. 11 years today. I have the to-do list is synced. It's on my laptop, it's on my phone. I see it on my laptop, I see it. So as every hour of the day is facing out, that is how goals should be facing out. That is how you produce incredible results. Before you're talking about strategy at a higher level, start from that level. Start from that level. Always have a strategy plan for market penetration, marketing, sales, managing your team. Those of you that are managers here, have a plan for managing your team. Have a plan to bring the team together. Have a plan to push the team to produce results for the company. Have a plan for that. I always say something. If you work for a business, you work for a boss, you work for a board, you work for whoever you're working for. They may not be treated like some of you. You work in terrible places. You always share experiences. One of the first things you have is make sure you are producing results. Your boss may not celebrate you and recognize you now. Someday you can use it for your advantage and get a better job. Someday when his senses will come back, he will reward you for the great work you're doing. But before then, it is your responsibility as a manager, as a director, as a supervisor, as whatever department that you had. It is your responsibility every single day to mastermind a plan, mastermind a strategic plan to produce better results for the business. Entrepreneurs, that is your job. One of the biggest responsibilities of every entrepreneur is strategy planning. You're always masterminding something. You're always masterminding market penetration. You're always masterminding product launch. You're always masterminding how to lead the team better. You're always masterminding something. Number seven. Transition and succession planning. Transition and succession planning. That is the next key element in Joshua's spirit of leadership, that if you practice, you will produce results and you will definitely earn some rewards. Transition and succession planning. If you read the Bible very well, you will notice that when Joshua got old, when he got old and he knew that he was about to die and phase out, Joshua gathered the Israelites and made a farewell pronouncement to the nation of Israel. Yes, he made a farewell pronouncement. Joshua instructed the Israelites to be strong. He instructed them to obey all the laws that God had given them. He instructed them to throw away the idols. He instructed them to not to do certain things, like maybe that they should not go into intermarriage within the native people. He gave instructions. That is transitioning and succession planning. There are some of you now, the way you run your businesses, if you are not there even just for 2 days, the business cannot even function well. You have not subtly transitioned part of your leadership into the team. There are some people like we have seen it happen in Cameroon, great companies that we grew up hearing them. Immediately the patriarch died, immediately the founders died, the company started dying after them 1 week, 2 weeks after, because of poor succession planning and poor transitioning. Dear leaders, you're a bad leader if you leave your office and nobody can do what you have been doing. You are not powerful if you hold more power. You are more powerful if many people can get to do what you can do and the whole institution can function simultaneously. That is excellent leadership. That is excellent leadership. Don't hold power to yourself. No. Train people to grow and succeed in their offices. You are still the boss, you are still the leader, and you still lead them to be effective in what they do. And when you're about to transition, you're about to leave, you're about to retire, make sure you have a proper system in place, a proper plan in place on how you're going to transition. It could be you having meetings upon meetings to review certain things to them and remind them of certain things. It could be you doing official appointments. Do it. But make sure in what you're building, there's some transition. If you're a manager, you're a supervisor, you're a director, you're a coordinator, whatever that you are, have a plan for transition. Have a plan for succession plan. It is important for sustainability. This goes a lot to entrepreneurs. This goes a lot to anybody who is to any senior leadership role in any company or any business where you work. It is your responsibility to make sure that transition is done the right way when you are leaving. Number 8, the 8 elements that we can pick out from Joshua is Joshua had the boldness of leading the Israelites through obstacles. Leaders, entrepreneurs, career professionals, you need boldness in leading people through obstacles. There are some things you will not handle in your career and in your business without boldness. Without the boldness to forge ahead in the midst of obstacles, there are certain things you will not achieve. Imagine Joshua leading the people and standing in front of River Jordan to cross. That was an obstacle, but he had the boldness to walk through. Imagine the territories that he had to conquer before the Israelites had to settle in the promised land, just to conquer the forces and the armies of the other nations. It required boldness to go through that obstacle. Just to pull down the walls of Jericho, that was an obstacle. And if he did not have the boldness to lead the Israelites round the wall for 7 days, they would not have conquered that particular wall. Boldness in leading people through obstacles. As entrepreneurs, as leaders, as managers, as coordinators, as supervisors, you will face obstacles. And when those obstacles rise, your followers will look up to you. Do you have the boldness to lead them through the obstacles? You need to have the boldness to move forward. You need to have the boldness to make decisive decisions. You need to have the boldness to stand firm and strong and not be weary in the midst of obstacles. You need to have the mentality that is dominant and full of boldness to lead people through the obstacles. Are you bold enough to lead yourself and to lead the people who look up to you through obstacles? You work together with your people. You team up together. While you're working with your people as a team, they are also looking up to you as a leader to lead them through that obstacle. Do you have the boldness to lead your own people through the River Jordan? Do you have the boldness, dear entrepreneur, to lead your own people through their own walls of Jericho? We all are going to have our own walls of Jericho. But for every wall that stands in front of you, you can pull it down with the right boldness and with the right faith. Comment in the chat box that from now henceforth, you will be bold in the midst of obstacles. You will demonstrate the right amount of boldness in the midst of obstacles. You need boldness. Without boldness, there are certain rewards you will never earn. Without boldness, there are certain results you will never manifest. I said something on Facebook yesterday. I said, there are certain things that you will not handle in your business as an entrepreneur until you operate beyond your comfort zone. Until you operate beyond your comfort zone. Number 9, the 9th thing that we can pick out from Joshua's spirit of leadership that would change the lives and the things that we do is intentional preparation. Intentional preparation. Preparation is critical in career and business success. Preparation is critical. When you read the Bible, you will see that there was a place where Joshua instructed the Israelites to prepare for the crossing of the Jordan. He prepared them mentally. Hey guys, look, we are going to cross this river. That is an obstacle, but I need you to have the boldness and the courage. Prepare your minds, prepare your body, carry your belongings, for we are going to cross the Jordan. You will not achieve certain things without preparation. Mental preparation, material preparation, skills preparation, equipment preparation, whatever that you need. You want to take that business to the next level, you want to scale your business, or you need to prepare to scale. You don't just wake up and you scale. You want to get an international job, or you need to prepare before you get an international job. Work on your CV, work on your online presence, work on your networking with professionals. That's preparation before you can land that international job. As part of his preparation, he commissioned 3 tribes to help their fellow Israelites in conquering the land west of the Jordan. As part of the preparation, he prepared them to say, okay, guys, look, go ahead this way. Go and conquer that other tribe. So that when we're entering the Jordan from this side, we just conquer the whole land. That was part of preparations. What do you need to prepare so you can win? There are some of you are still weak in certain skills. You need to wake up and prepare, train yourself. That is preparation. There are some of you, you are weak in your networking. You don't know the right people yet. Networking is part of preparation. Some of you, you don't have the mental capacity and the vocabulary to speak in the right places yet. Start reading and start talking in the right places now. That is part of preparation. Intentional preparation is critical for result manifestation and earning the rewards that you desire in life. What do you need to prepare, people? What do you need to prepare right now? Look at that destiny. Look at the goals that you are chasing. Maybe those goals are not manifesting yet because you are not prepared for them. The fastest way to fail at achieving any goal is poor preparation. Don't even prepare at all. That is, it's better to prepare and prepare poorly than not to prepare at all. You see people praying for open doors, open doors, open doors. Are you ready for the open doors? You see entrepreneurs looking for investors, investors, investors. Are you prepared for investors? For the last 1 year, can you submit monthly financial statements for the last 1 year? No, no preparation, but you want investors. You are looking for grants, grants, grants. Do you have reports of your monthly activities in the organization, in the work that you do? Not there at all. No preparation, but you want grants. How is it possible? Some of us, we need to wake up. There are certain things in your life that you need to do, not because of the immediate result you want to see right now. You are doing them as a result of preparation. You are doing them as a result of preparation. For certain doors to open 2 years from now, you need to prepare now and be ready for it. And a part of your preparation, or through your preparation, you can engineer that door to start opening for you. Guys, you need to wake up in the place of preparation. Your preparation, some of you, your preparation is too weak. And that's why certain goals cannot manifest so fast. You begin to wonder, why is my life so slow? No, your life is not slow. Your preparation is not adequate. Your preparation is not enough. Some of you don't even have preparation at all. You are just existing. You just wake up and you live life. No intentional preparation. No strategic preparation. Joshua was very intentional about preparation. He even gave instructions. Prepare for the crossing of the land. Very intentional. To the extent that he sent some people ahead to conquer a land, to conquer certain lands, certain territories, so that when they enter through River Jordan, they will conquer the whole land. Somebody, what is the quality of your preparation for that life that you want to live? You are desiring open doors. You are desiring things to happen in your life. Check your preparation. Check your preparation. Let us do a self-analysis right now. On 10, I want you people, I want guys to rate their level of preparation. I want you guys to rate, look at you know yourself better. If you lie to yourself, you're lying to yourself. But look at your life goals right now. Look at your ultimate life goals, career mission, career goals, and business goals. Rate your preparation. Write 1 on 10, 5 on 10, 8 on 10, 10 on 10. Let's go. How will you rate your preparation right now, comparing to your goals? You see, 2 on 10, 4 on 10, 5, 4 on 10, 2 on 10. I'm sure some of you are seeing yourself right now. Thank God Judah is talking. You are seeing yourself right now. And then in the area of rating like this, I would like to emphasize something. People that have from 6 and above, they should be, when you have from 6 and above, there are some certain things that they must be manifesting in your life if your preparation is right. And if you're taking the right action, there are certain things that must be manifesting in your life. One of them should be financial sustainability. One of them should be the kind of people you are connecting to, or the quality of your friends or your network. It should be very much different. Because if you're looking at your life goals, if your preparation has reached 6, I bet you there are many things you should be manifesting already. When you are 8, oh my goodness, you should be living almost your dream life, actually. There are some things that you used to pray for that you have already achieved more than 60% of them already. You're almost there to live that dream life that you desire. You're almost having your dream career. Your business almost getting that full stability, is making certain profitability consistently every month. You're scaling, you're expanding. Many of those things, you should be seeing them. They should be a sign. That sign should be manifesting around you. You should not be having 6 and above and you're still struggling with certain things in life. Then you're overrating yourself. Then you're not right with your preparation. So this is a call. In all of this is a call for you guys to step up your preparation, because you know yourself better. You know yourself better. mental preparation, material preparation. Your level of hard work at the moment is part of your preparation for your future that you desire. Your level of commitment to the core activities that define your business and your life is part of your preparation for the future you desire. Some of us need to wake up. This is a call to wake up. If not, 10 years after, some people here will give you a lift in their private jet. And you will now say, oh, and we used to be in PPA together. And I'll ask you, and where were you? All right, number 10. Number 10, very important lesson from Joshua. Number 10, the 10th element when it comes to Joshua's spirit of leadership for career and business dominance is persistence and influential communication. Persistence and influential communication. We have had a session here, even 2 sessions that I've taught you guys the framework of persistence and the framework of resilience. I think we handled resilience like 2 days ago. The methodology of resilience that produces results. We handled that. But one thing from the life of Joshua that I can deduce is persistence and influential communication. How do I know? Acting on the instructions of God, Joshua led the Israelites to march around the city of Jericho every day for 7 days. Just to march for 7 days, that is persistence. Do you know what it means to march around the city of Douala? Round. According to scholars, it will take 1 day to go around the city. 1 day. That means you are walking for more than 12 hours. Walking on your foot for more than on your feet, more than 12 hours walking. Some of you just walk from your house to the office, you can die. Energy is finished. You can't even breathe again, sir. You're calling water, bring water. You're finished already. Some of you just jog for 30 minutes. Nobody will sleep again in the house because we went for sport. I am tired. I am exhausted. Small sport that you have done, you want to kill everybody in the house with tiredness. But a people walked around the city every day for 7 days. That is persistence. If Joshua did not lead the people persistently for 7 days, they would not have pulled down the walls of Jericho. There are certain results you are looking for. You need to persistently pursue. You need to persistently chase after the standards that you have set. 7 days was the benchmark. 7 days was the standard. So the goal was to persist and march for 7 days. Some of you need to persist. You need to show up every day. Don't show up on Monday, on Tuesday, we don't see you. Some of you know my small morning school like this. This is day 33 of waking up every morning, already day 34. So we have never even done up to 10 days. You wake up last week, we now see you this week. Very few people have persisted every day for 33 days that we have been doing these morning sessions. Those are people that will handle incredible results in life. You will never handle amazing results if you are undulating in showing up. The attitude of showing up consistently and persistently is the same attitude you will take back to your office. You will take back to your business place. That's all I like to say. You cannot work with me if you are not consistently good all the time. I don't know that thing that you come late, you come early today, and then you come late tomorrow, and then you come and tell me that no, that I was late, but I was early the whole of last week. That's nonsense. Be early every day for the whole year. Be persistent in doing good things every day for the whole year. That is how you win in life. That is how you become outstanding. Don't wake up for morning school last week and then say, oh, let me just sleep small for Monday and Tuesday and not attend morning school. You have spoiled it all. Yeah, that's not persistence. You're still a baby. You need to come back and try again. If morning school is for 100 days, 4 a.m. every day, wake up for 100 days. Simple. Don't come and start bringing us conscience and pitiful stuff. Now you know, but I've been up for the last 2 weeks now. Let me just rest this week. That's how you keep having mediocre results. That's how mediocre people think and behave. They are never consistently good at anything for a long time. There are certain results that until you attain, there are certain things that you must be persistent towards for 10 years, 20 years. There are people at the top that you admire. You think that they just got there? No. They were persistent in certain actions. How did I know that Joshua practiced influential communication? Because it is not easy to lead a people for 7 days and walking around the city. You need to communicate to them in a way that will convince them and convict their hearts to follow you for 7 days. Acting on the instructions of God, the Israelites march around the city of Jericho every day for 7 days. And on the 7th day, the walls of the city miraculously fall down. It takes a leader. It takes a leader like Joshua to communicate in a way that will convict the hearts of his followers. Some of you need to improve how you talk to people. Some of you have closed doors on your life because simple, proper call, you just talk anyhow. You just talk anyhow to customers. You talk anyhow to your boss. No respect, no reverence. You talk anyhow to anybody you meet on the street. You answer your phone call anyhow. Now who? Who be this? Why are you calling me? And that's how you lose open doors. That's how you give a bad record about yourself. You are not influential in your communication. So you talk anyhow to your colleagues. You shout anyhow to whoever that you meet. No influential, convicted communication from your end. But you want success? You want to produce results? It cannot go like that. So you need persistent, influential communication to produce results. Number 11 thing that I learned from Joshua is project execution continuation. Proceeding with executing the projects he inherited. This is one of the things killing a country like Cameroon. You know, in Cameroon, leaders are always fighting each other, especially like in ministerial positions. When a new minister is appointed, when he comes to power or she comes to power, he or she destroys or scrap out all the projects the previous person was working on and then bring in new projects from scratch. You see a minister in power was working on a road and the new minister comes, the road ceases immediately. They go and pick a different road and they're working on it. They don't want to continue that project to finish. In many other African countries, that's the challenge. Everybody is fighting against another person. A president takes power, they cannot identify important projects the predecessor was working upon and improve and focus on completing for the sake of the project and for the sake of the people. They want to stop the project, and because of ego and pride, they start their own projects. No, Joshua was very good at project continuation. If you read the Bible, you will see that the Israelites fulfilled Moses' instructions to hold a covenant renewal ceremony at Mount Ebal and Mount Gerizim, right? So the people assembled and Joshua built an altar. The priests offer sacrifices, and Joshua writes out the laws of Moses. Continuation of what Moses started. Continuation of what Moses started. Many of us need to learn how to continue what our predecessors started before us. If you have entered an office that there was somebody already there before you, keep your ego aside, keep your pride aside, analyze what was being done already, pick the good ones and continue with it. So you need to go and identify what your father started and did not complete and go and finish it. Project continuation is a critical skill in leadership. If not, you will run a business that has incomplete projects here and there. And that's how a business that has near success syndrome operates. Incomplete tasks everywhere, incomplete projects everywhere. Some of you, even your own project started last year, you have not finished. Half books. Started reading a book in January, you have not finished up to April. It's lying there. You have not started reading, you have not touched the book again at all. You are not finishing projects. You need to go back to the drawing board and start practicing project continuation and completion. It is important for you to produce results. Number 12, understanding relationship and authority. If you are still following, kindly comment in the chat box, understanding relationship and authority. Understanding relationship and authority. Joshua was very good at understanding his relationship with God and his relationship and the authority he had. How do I know that? Joshua is the only man of God in the Bible who commanded the sun to stand still. See, I submit to you, there are certain declarations you cannot make. There are certain things that you cannot say if you don't know what is backing you up. If you don't know the quality of your authority. It's like in Cameroon now, there are certain things that ministers, kids, or people who are related to people in power, there are certain things that they do anyhow because they know what is backing them. You go and try like them, they will lock you up and forget you. Understand relationship and authority. There are some of you in your organization, you are not in good books with your boss. And then you go and you're behaving anyhow. He will sack you without thinking twice. Or you're trying to compare like your other colleague is behaving. You don't know, maybe the other colleague gets the job done on time, the other colleague is productive and all of that. The relationship is different. The authority that the colleague commands is different from your own. You go and you're copying them, you get sacked and the colleague remains there. It is important for you to understand your relationship with whoever is in power, with God, and the authority that you command as a person, understand it. Because if Joshua did not understand his authority, he would never think of that kind of a prayer point. Have you ever thought, imagine, what will make a man to open his mouth and command the sun to stand still? It takes a certain level of understanding of who you are and the kind of relationship you have with the Creator. What kind of relationship do you have with whoever that is important in your life right now? It's the same like mentor-mentee relationship. You need to understand the quality of a relationship. And of course, I think that Joshua commanded this kind of authority with God or in God and by God, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it, is because I think he has been following instructions. Yes, what God commanded him to do when they were supposed to pull down the walls of Jericho, what God commanded him to do in other circumstances, he followed instructions and he became a good friend of God. He entered the good books of God. Nothing builds strong relationship like in following instructions, obedience, respect, and kindness. Understand there are some things that you cannot ask from certain people yet because your relationship is not yet strong. So if you have gone to ask things from people and you have been rejected because of the quality of their relationship. Understand authority and your relationship. Somebody will open their mouth and say the son should wait, let them fight. That was the aim. They were in a battle, so they needed more light to win the battle. So he commanded the sun to stand still. Sun, you are not permitted to set until the battle is over. And as a result of that, that's why some years we have 365 days and there's a half day in a year. Because somebody commanded the sun to stand still. What is the quality of your relationship and authority? What is backing it? Look at the key people in your life. What kind of relationship do you command with them? What kind of authority do you command? Number 13, be prepared for leadership through mentorship and followership. Oh yes. You don't just wake up and you become a leader. You can be born with the attitude of leadership, but you need training to become an exceptional leader. You need mentorship for that leadership spirit to be activated. You need that. If you read their Bible very well, there was a verse, I think it's Numbers chapter 13, where God commanded Moses to lay hand on Joshua to activate his spirit of leadership. And before that, Joshua has been following Moses as his assistant. Some of you are venturing into leadership without mentorship. You are venturing into certain positions without, and that's why you crash. Or that's why you're taking long to achieve certain things, because you are learning everything from scratch. You have not been a follower, you have not been mentored, you have not been trained, you have not been taught, you have not been coached. You're trying to do it on your own. That's why you're slow in certain things. That's why you're making a lot of mistakes, losing money, losing relationships, and many things are going wrong. Be prepared for leadership through mentorship and followership. That's why the Lord spoke to Joshua, Moses' assistant. He said, Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come for you to lead these people, the Israelites, across the Jordan River into the land I am giving them. And if you look at the book of Exodus, the period when Moses was going up to the mountain to receive the tablets of the stone on which God wrote the 10 Commandments, Joshua accompanied him as his servant. You see, so right from Exodus, Joshua was already there assisting Moses, learning on ground, mentorship, apprenticeship, followership. And that's why he was a good leader when he took over the leading of the Israelites. Who are you following? Who is mentoring you? Who is coaching you? Who is training you? Are you intentionally following? Are you intentionally learning to grow from an expert or from somebody who has gone ahead of you? You will not just wake up and become a leader. You need to be trained. You need to be mentored. You need to be coached to become a good leader. For those who are running businesses, you can use your natural talent to start a business, but natural talent can never build a sustainable business. You need to learn administration. You need to learn team management. You need to learn product design. You need to learn market penetration. You need to learn financial management. There are certain things that you must be coached, taught, mentored upon before you can build a business. Some of us need to shut up our pride, our ego, and sit under people to be mentored and to be taught. If not, producing incredible results and earning the rewards of the work you do will remain far from you, or it will take you a long time. What others take 5 years to achieve because of mentorship and coaching, you will take 15 years to achieve. Just being in PPA, many of you are able to achieve a lot now within a short time because for 2 years or 3 years, you are being coached every morning, basically. And that is what qualifies you to produce better results than every other person. So be prepared for leadership through mentorship and followership like Joshua. Number 14, and we'll round up, is start leading in your little corner. Start leading in your little corner. Some of you keep waiting for big responsibility. Keep waiting for the day that your life will just change overnight. Nobody's life changes like that. You need to start small before you grow big. Until you start, you cannot grow big. Joshua did not just wake up and became a leader from nowhere. No, we have seen that he was a follower. We have seen that he was a mentee to Moses. He was an assistant. But also, in the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 8, you will see that Joshua was described as the ruler of the tribe of Ephraim. So he was a leader of his tribe before he became the leader of the whole nation of Israel. You need to learn how to lead a small people. There are some of you can even lead a small WhatsApp group, but you want to lead a big company. Small WhatsApp group, you cannot manage it. We are dreaming, God bless me with a company, bless me with this. Small relationship, you cannot even manage it. Marriage, you cannot manage your own family, but you want big open doors to manage a nation, to manage a big company. Start practicing leadership in your little corner, people. Small startup, you cannot manage it, but you want God to bless you and give you a company that's making $10 million every month as profit, 1,000 employees, more than multiple countries. The small business you have you managed your finances well? Have you managed the customers well? The small interns, the small volunteers you have with you, do you lead them very well? And you're praying for a bigger company. God is not a magician. You need to qualify to manage a tribe before he can give you a nation to manage. Be like Joshua. Be a good leader in a small scale, in your little corner, in your little community, in your little startup. Be exceptional at it. Then the whole nation will come for you to manage, to lead. Start leading in your little corner. Start leading your tribe. And a nation will come for you to lead. And you will be equipped enough to lead. Number 15, the 15th element that we can learn from Joshua's spirit of leadership that produces results and will push you to earn reward is the character of courage and faith. Character. If you are still there, write character of courage and faith. Character of courage and faith. Character of courage and faith. We all need the character of courage and faith if we will succeed and produce beautiful results in life. We need the character of courage and faith. If you read the Bible, you will see that there was a time that some 2 people were sent to explore the land. That was Joshua and Caleb. They were sent to explore the land. And when some people came back, they said, no, those people are too powerful for us. Those people, oh no, we cannot even try at all. Negative people. There was a negative report. But it was Joshua and Caleb. It was Joshua and Caleb who came and told Moses, look, Moses, look, Israelites, let us not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will swallow them up. We will swallow them up. That's character and courage. They went ahead and said their protection is gone, but the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them. When they were so courageous that even the whole assembly of Israelites, they talked of stoning them until the Lord appeared. The Lord had to appear as a result of their character and courage and faith. What is the quality of your character? It's either you're fearful and not hopeful at all, full of negative thoughts and all of that, or you're positive, you're ambitious, you're courageous, and you have faith. You're pushing ahead, you're forging ahead. You have the character of conquering new markets. You have the character of penetrating new lands. You have the character of pushing ahead until you get what you want for that company. You will not achieve incredible results and earn beautiful rewards for yourself if you lack the character of courage and faith. You see obstacles like Joshua, you boldly declare, look, we should not be afraid of this. The Lord is on our side. Let us swallow up this challenge. Let us swallow up this obstacle and go forward. We have only one mission, which is the mission to go forward. So these are the 15 elements from Joshua's spirit of leadership that I think and I know that if we practice them in our career and in our business, we will definitely produce results and earn beautiful rewards as entrepreneurs and as corporate professionals. That's it, everybody. Let us chit chat with some questions and comments and we'll round up.